Hi, I'm Angie. I want to welcome you to National Indoor RV Centers, where we specialize in the sales, storage, service, and detailing of only high-end new and used coaches. So basically, we do it all. Hi, I'm Angie with National Indoor RV Centers, and today I'm thrilled to show you the Revel made by Winnebago. This is for the pure adventurous at heart. So this is for the person that wants to go off-road, go off the grid, and take all their gear with them. This sits on the Mercedes Sprinter chassis. It has a Mercedes V6 diesel engine with the 7-speed transmission and the lower axle ratio. So this isn't going to have any diesel lag. You're going to be able to get wherever you want to go. So the Revel comes in 3 different colors: the blue gray, which we have here, the pebble gray, and the silver. Now I want to tell you a little bit about the front here. So if we go up to the very top, we can see the steel cargo rack that will hold up to 200 pounds, and I'll show you more on that. There's the marker lights. Then we have the Mercedes antenna. Then right in the center of the dash, it's hard to see here, but there's a camera in there, and that camera is going to help with the adaptive cruise control. It's going to read the speed limit signs, and you'll see that's really handy if you're in a construction zone where the speed limit sign changes. Your GPS may not be up to date. This is going to be 100% accurate. And then we've got the rain sensing windshield wipers here, and I'll demonstrate those in a little bit. Notice the sensors for your collision mitigation all the way across the front at the coach, and the blind spot monitoring. And then right here in the center is going to be the radar behind here for your adaptive cruise control, collision mitigation. Again, all these systems that help you be more safe when you're driving the Revel. Right here behind this box, we have the tow hook. Of course, on the Sprinter chassis, we get the Mercedes-Benz headlights, and then we have the cornering lights. Now, these are also fog lights, not your average fog light, because these are cornering lights. So when you're going under 25 miles per hour, they're going to illuminate the area that you're turning into. So it's really nice when you're pulling into a campground at night, pulling into a parking lot at night, you can really see what you're turning into. So they're bright up to 25 miles per hour. From 25 to 43 miles per hour, they're a little bit more dim, and then they go inactive basically at above 43 miles per hour. All right, so let's talk about all the things that are underneath the hood here. So here, let's start with our DEF. That's our diesel exhaust fluid. That it is about 5 3/4 gallons, and under typical usage, you should be able to get about 10,000 miles on one tank of your DEF. Then we've got our engine coolant here, our air filter for our cabin. This is our oil fill here. Now, one thing with the oil that I want to tell you about, this is Mercedes-Benz, so if you want to do it yourself, you just need to make sure when it's time for an oil change, and typically you want to change your oil about every 15,000 miles, but when it's an RV, you want to do it about every 10,000 miles. And like I was starting to say, if you're a do-it-yourself kind of person, you want to change your own oil, you can do that. Just make sure you use all Mercedes parts and you save your receipts so that you don't void your warranty. Then we've got our engine air filter, and we have our windshield wiper fluid here, our power steering fluid here. Here is the positive and the negative for our batteries, and our brake fluid. You see this big area right in here? They've given us a space in case you want to add an additional chassis battery. The Revel is standard 4-wheel drive, so you get this extra clearance here, which is nice. We're featuring the optional upgraded tires. So we have the BF Goodrich all-terrain tires that we're showing you here. So we have the heated and internally controlled mirrors, and then we have got the bottom part of the mirror, you can manually adjust that. You'll be able to see your turn signal here, and you also have the blind spot monitoring alert that comes on in the mirror if you have someone, if you're trying to change lanes and you've got someone coming up on that side of the coach. Now, another cool thing about this, when I say they're heated mirrors, the heat comes on automatically when the temperature drops below 34 degrees. So you have 4 ways to get into your coach. Obviously, you can use the key fob, which I love because it's remote controlled, so that makes it super easy. Then you'll have a button at the dash that you'll open the main cabin door. You'll have a button just inside the door, and then you can just pull on the door and it's automatic. but I can also stop it halfway if I want and close it. So that's a great feature, just the auto door I love. The Revel gives you a great running board, so it's really easy to step in and out of the coach. I like too that you've got your marker lights on the front, and then you've got a little pet leash here, so you can attach your furry friends there so they don't get away. But another thing you can do too, if you want to leave your coach to go hiking for the day, you've got your mountain bikes out, you can lock those up and attach those to that hook there as well, so you can lock your gear and leave it outside and head out into the wilderness. Another cool feature with the running board is you've got like the ground lights. So the button for that is just right inside the door. Push that and that whole area is illuminated. Again, safety getting in and out of the coach. And then we've got our awnings. So let me show you how that works. It's just one push of the button, the awning's gonna come out, and that's right here. And I can stop that at any point. So if I only want to bring it halfway out, I can stop it, and then I can continue to take it all the way out. The awning also comes with LED lights, and you just turn those on right here. And it has a seismic sensor. So basically, if there's a vertical play in the awning, up or down, it's going to automatically retract. So I'm just going to show you how that would happen. So gust of wind comes along, it's going to retract. So that's nice. I never recommend leaving your awning out if you're not at your coach, but even once in a while when you're at your coach, a big gust of wind will come along and it will retract. Another great safety feature. So right here, this is where you would winterize your coach. These are your two freshwater drains, two low points, and then you have your tank, freshwater tank fill right here. Here's your gravity tank fill. So this is great if you want to sanitize your coach, or say you're up in the mountains and you want to get water from the river and filter it yourself. This is where you would add that. Here's our battery disconnect. So if we're not lucky enough to have you at National Indoor RV Centers as one of our storage customers, when you go to store your coach, want to make sure you disconnect your batteries so you don't have any parasitic drain. And then just over here, we have the light switch for our patio light on the passenger side of the coach. All right, one of my favorite features is this screen on the Revel. So this is one of the things where Winnebago listened to their customer that said they wanted a screen that was easier to get in and out of, that would work and function. So they went to this roll-off screen. So it just unclips right here, rolls down super easy. Go ahead and shut the screen, because we love the outdoors, but we don't want those bugs and insects to get inside with us. And then this is my favorite part. Rather than having to zip and unzip like I'm living in and out of a tent, there's just a magnet closure. So I can easily get in and out. So can my furry friends. Pets can go in and out, and kids can go in and out, and you're not constantly monkeying with a zipper. All right, so before I come out, I want to grab my table leg, and let me show you how easy this is to work. So you just put the metal part in there, turn it till it's nice and tight. Then you just unclip your table, fold it down, voila, super easy. Now there's a little bit of a slight angle to this table. When you're out camping and your coach is all packed, it's going to be down a little bit, so you'll have a level table to work with. But isn't that easy? I love it. Again, on the running boards, we've got the exterior marker lights and the pet leash or cargo lock. And then we've got our engine exhaust. And then as we go over here, we're going to go to our connection for our solar panels. So this is if you want to add a portable solar panel. So you've already got two panels on the roof. They're each 115 watts. And so you've got 230 watts up on the roof. The Revel can handle up to 475 watts. So the reason that it's nice to have it down here is, say you're in a beautiful campground, you've got a big tree that you're underneath, you're in the shade, well, you still want to have that solar power. So you can take your portable one, take it out into the sunshine and get that solar power coming from that. Or you can add more to the roof. And we have two 110 outlets. All right, so here at the back of the Revel, we have lots of things to cover. First of all, we have a ladder. This is great. You're gonna be able to get up on the back of your coach and on the side. I'll show you how that works. And it's a locking ladder, so you can lock gear to this. That's the main reason that you have the locking ladder, so that you can put things on here, secure them, and they're gonna be safe. So I'll show you how easy it is. You just unlock that. There's a little lock right there. And then if you want to move this over to the side, lift it up. Super lightweight. Has the little bumpers on it right here, so that when I put it up next to the coach, it's not going to affect the paint. So I'll show you how I can take that around the side in just a minute. Now, we have the hitch that is rated for 5,000 pounds. We have the 7-way wiring for your toes, lights. You can see that we've got our collision mitigation sensors here in the back. And if you look up top, we've got our rear view camera. That's gonna be our rear view camera. We're gonna get that view, we're gonna get the hitch view, and we're gonna get a wide angle view. So now for the fun part, what you've all been waiting for. This is what the Revel was made for. So we have this huge garage, 140 cubic feet of storage. So this is, when I say this is for the adventurer, this is for the mountain bikes, this is for the inflatable watercraft, this is for your hiking gear, this is for whatever you want to take with you. Fits in this space here. You have 6 tie downs, so you can secure your things if you want to take an ATV, a motorcycle. This is where it would go. Isn't that awesome? To the driver's side of the garage, we have our outdoor shower. So we just hook up our shower cord here, quick connect, and we've got hot and cold water, and we've got the water pump right here. This button here is for our utility light on the driver's side of the coach. On the passenger side of the coach, we have the 2 110 outlets, the 2 USB charging ports, and the light for the storage area. So isn't this great? And if you look in the doors, we've got the cargo nets on each side where we can store more miscellaneous gear. I wanted to show you how cool this ladder is. Again, it's super easy and lightweight. So you can bring it over to the side of your coach here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just secure that on. So it's nice and secure up top. Again, I've got the rubber bumpers here, so it's not going to do anything to the side of my coach. Now I can go ahead and climb up on the ladder, and I'll show you what's up on the roof. So here we are on top of the roof, or at the roof, and you can see that we've got the 2 115 watt solar panels. We've got our max air vent, and we've got the exhaust for our black tank. Now what's nice about being able to put the ladder up on the side, obviously if you want to, secure gear to your steel cargo rack, you can easily do that. And then you can also clean off your solar panels to keep them working really efficiently. Your steel cargo rack is going to support up to 200 pounds. And we've got our AC unit on the back of the coach. So a little trick with the ladder is sometimes if you try to pull it straight up, it kind of gets stuck. So if you just lift it one side up and then the other side, it easily comes off. And I'm going to go put it on the back and lock it in. So on the driver's side here, I first want to point out a really cool feature. So the Revel has given us these wings on both sides of the rear part of the coach, and that is for the rear bed. So when that bed drops down, you've got, I believe the dimensions of the garage are 43 by 79. So someone that's over 6 feet tall is going to be able to extend and lay crosswise and sleep without having to bend their legs, which is really cool. Then we've got our plug-in here for our 30 amp shore power cord. So you just lift that up, plug it in, And then when you have power going to it, that little half moon is going to light up. All right, so I want to tell you about the cassette toilet. Or you're not going to see this in any of Winnebago's other products. So this is something new, but this is great. You have a 5-gallon black tank, basically, is what this is. So I'm going to show you how this works. It just slides into here. You're going to lift this blue lever here to pull it out. So you're going to pull that out, and you've got this area here where you can add, this is where I would put your microblaze. That's something I talk about in our RV and 101 video series, so go ahead and check that out. And basically what it is microbes that go into your black tank that will actually kind of eat this sediment, so that when you go to empty this, it's all liquid, which will make this a lot easier. So this area, when I put the cassette back into its spot here, this will be depressed, and that's going to ventilate your black tank, and it will come out the roof. And then this is also opens when I insert this, and this is where, when you flush, that will open. So just to kind of demo how that works. But when it's time to empty, you're going to lift this lever here. You've got your own little black tank suitcase. Just what you wanted, right? So anyway, you can wheel it around to where you're going to dump your black tank, whether that be in a toilet, at a dump station, whatever is appropriate. And then you can move this lever here so that you can make it easy to dump. Just remove the cap. I'd probably do this with gloves on. And dump your waste. Then just put it back. Easy as that. Clean it all off. And then you're going to go ahead and slide that in. When you slide that in, it's going to open that receptacle there. Locks in place. All done. Here we have our pressure city fill, and below we've got the dump for our gray tank. We've got the lights on our running board and another pet leash here. And this is the exhaust for the S-bar system, which I'll discuss when we get inside the coach. So we have 3 AGM house batteries, and they're located under the coach in separate places. So I'm going to show you where you can see one here at the rear of the driver's side of the coach. You can see right here, right behind the front tire at the driver's side of the coach. And our 3rd AGM battery is just at the by the entry door for the passenger. So go ahead and notice how beautiful the paint job is on this coach. It's the blue-gray paint, like I said, and then notice how few cut-ins there are to the side of the coach, something that Winnebago has really paid attention to. In fact, when you open your driver's side door, you can now get to the fuel tank. So it's right inside this panel here. You've got your 24-gallon diesel fuel tank. So right below this panel here, you can see is our chassis battery. There's a little picture of a chassis battery. And then right behind this panel here are the fuses for the chassis. All right, let's go inside and check out the interior of the Revel. So as I come into the coach, I just wanted to note that there's a fire extinguisher right here. So that's really nice to have. If you're outside or inside, you can easily get to that. So that's going to be underneath the passenger side seat. And then I'm going to step in here. But before I do, let me just show you, we've got an extra counter space here for cooking prep. And then this kind of has a couple purposes, I think. This is going to be a base for a bed, and I'll show you that in a minute. But I also like this. If I'm cooking outside, I've got my outside table, and I'm cooking out here, this is another prep area for food. Now that I'm inside, I've turned around my captain and co-captain's chairs, so you can kind of see how you can live inside the coach once you're parked and camped. Now this is another really cool feature that Winnebago has given us. So this is a little table, and it's magnetic, and it just unfolds towards me. So a great place for my laptop to do some work, to eat dinner, just really nice and easy. This is another RAM mount here. So if we can put something there if we'd like, and another one up above. And we've got 2 USB charging ports right here as well. And then we've got the LED lighting strip all along the bottom of the cabinet. So then to put it away, I'm just going to fold it back up. There's a push button, click, and it easily goes back down and into its spot. And then if I want to secure it during travel, I just hook this right over here. So now we've got our extra seat here with a seat belt. So actually 2 seat belts here. So we could get 2 people right here, which is really nice. And this makes into a bed. So let me show you how that works. Now, one of the things that Winnebago does that I just love as a mom, these cushions always snap into place because I hate always having to adjust the sofa and everything. So I'm just going to unsnap that. I'm going to go back over here to my extra counter space that we had earlier and bring down that platform, because that's now going to be the platform for part of my bed. Then I'm going to take this cushion. Now you see how it has this little flange here? When it's being used as a seat cushion, that flange fits into this spot. Now that it's going to be made into a bed, this flange is going to go into this spot here. So fits right in. And I'm going to put this in and make that a little tight. Then I'm going to take this, lay that across here, and there's your bed. Now, an adult my size could sleep on this bed if I were to lay on my side and kind of bend my knees, or this is definitely going to be more comfortable for a small child. Below the 3rd seat here, we have our breaker box for the house and our fuse box for the house. So this is one of 2 options for your cabinet choice. This is called Silver Springs, and the other option is called Kiwi. Now we've got some nice storage here. This cabinet, nice and deep and really nice length there. And then we've got this great storage area above the cab. Now this is a great place to store the blackout shades for your front dash, and I'll show you how those go on a little bit later. And we also have our smoke detector here. So this is what Winnebago calls its Winnebago One Place. All the controls kind of in one place makes it super easy for the user. So I'm just going to start going over what's in this area. This is our water pump. We can turn it on and off here. And our tank level, it's going to give us a reading for our freshwater tank and our gray water tank. And the freshwater tank and the gray water tank are both 21 gallons. And then we have our battery level. So this is going to give us the voltage for our chassis and our house batteries. Here we have our solar charge controller. So remember, we have the ability to have as much as 475 watts of solar on this coach. It comes standard with the 2 115 watt panels. So you've got 230 right now. You can add additional. Then we've got the water heater for our on-demand continuous hot water. We can turn that on and off here. And this is our inverter panel. So we can turn on our inverter. We have a 2000 watt inverter, and the inverter is going to run our induction cooktop and any of our 110 outlets. This is our SBAR system. So this is our diesel fueled hydronic heating system. And this is what really lets us extend, have extended season usage of the coach. So this is going to provide your on-demand and continuous hot water and your heat for your furnace. This is going to heat your freshwater tank and your gray water tank. They're both double lined, and they have hydronic tubing going through them with glycol in them that are going to keep those warm. So again, that's going to give you those extended season usage of the coach. Here's the control panel. You can just turn the system on, so you can have your furnace on or off, and your hot water on or off, and your fan. So on or off, or low or high. And then here's your thermostat. So this is the control for the Euro bed. Now this is not going to go up or down without the key. So you've got the key and you turn it to the on position. Now the Euro bed, let me tell you a few little facts about it I think are pretty cool. So its dimensions are 49 by 79, and it will hold up to 600 pounds. So that's 2 really good sized adults or a couple of kids, whatever. Anyway, 600 pounds is quite hardy, I think. And then it will hold that weight in any position. So if I've got some cargo in the garage that I don't want to remove and I don't want to bring the bed all the way down, I can stop it halfway and it's still going to support that 600 pounds. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate that for you now. So just hit the down button and it moves really fast. I can stop it right there, stop it right there, or I can bring it all the way down. So pretty nice, right? Let's go check out the bed. So here I am on the bed, really easy to get up onto, and you can see that it's going to be nice and long. Over here I've got the 12-volt receptacle and 2 USB charging stations. I also have my reading lights if I want to. Those are just the push button. And then I've got the lights for under the bed. And then this is a bright switch for the bedroom, off, and then dim. So that's nice. We've got windows that open. I can block out the screen. And then I've got the screen for the back door as well. So I wanted to demonstrate the cool screen door here in the back area, in the garage area of the Revel. So you just unclick both sides. That's gonna roll down. Now, it's blacked out right now, but I can open that screen and then click it again here so that it will close completely. If I want to sleep back here with the doors open and not have bugs, this is what I would do. And then I'm just going to go ahead and close that all the way. And then it's got my favorite feature, so cool. I can just use the magnet door to get in and out. Pets can go in and out, kids can go in and out without having to zip and unzip. So I really like that feature. And if I want to, I can make this window without the screen as well. Now I want to show you the bathroom. Now Winnebago's pretty much thought of everything in this basic bathroom that gives you lots of options. So first of all, we have a lock on the door. Just turn that and then just give it a little tug and it opens right up and the door will fold back. That will give you a little just more access into the shower. So first thing I want to talk about are these shelves. I'm going to have this one up. That you can use these shelves for a drying rack. Let me make that look really easy. There we go. For a drying rack, for wet storage. You can put everything in here and then shut the bathroom, so that can be storage area while you're traveling, which is really nice. With the lock on the door, you can put heavy things in here or wet things in here. They're not going to come out during travel. So then once you are ready to use this as a bathroom, we'll go ahead and take the shelves out and I'll show you all the other features of this bathroom. So first of all, I've gone ahead and I just went and got the shower curtain. It just snaps into place here. And again, this is steel lined enclosure for the bathroom. So you can just snap that in for the shower if you want to go ahead and use a shower, which you have the flexible shower hose, and you've got the hot and cold, obviously, place to hold that so you can do your little military shower, then wash off. Hook for your towel like this, that you've got a hanging rack for clothes if you want to dry those while you're in here. And then we've got storage for our shampoo, soap, and our toilet paper, so everything can get wet and your toilet paper's protected too. Now this is your toilet, so this is pretty cool. We talked a little bit about the cassette toilet on the outside. You can see flush. That will open it up, and then when you have your water pump on, you push the Thetford button here and it will spray the toilet, so keep that clean. And then you've got the drain down here at the bottom. So for this small unit, oh, one more thing, you also have the power vent up at the ceiling, so that's really nice too, because you're not going to get, it's a small space, you're not going to get all, you know, too steamy and hot in there. So anyway, great little bathroom for the Revel. So in the kitchen here we have Nice storage right above the sink and countertop. And again, cabinets are all framed in steel to give us that extra support when we go off-road. Got a nice little tray here for whatever, you know, kitchen accessories, spices, or cleaning supplies, whatever we want right there. Then we have our 2 USB ports. And right along here, we've got another RAM track, so we can add another accessory that we might use in the kitchen, hold utensils or whatever it may be. And we've got the LED lighting right underneath the cabinet, so that's going to illuminate this area nicely for us. Then we have our induction cooktop. Again, our inverter, our 2000 watt inverter is going to run the induction cooktop and any other 110 outlet in the coach. Then we have our sink. So we have the flip up lid and faucet and our stainless steel sink and bowl, and that's nice and deep. So that's very handy. And then if you're not using the sink, feel free to use that as prep area with our laminate countertop. When we have our 2 110 outlets, our water pump, and then we've got our 2.5 cubic foot compressor, refrigerator, freezer. So that's a nice size. This works really well, way better than the 3-way absorption refrigerators that you'll typically find in a coach like this, where you need to be perfectly level for them to refrigerate like they're supposed to. We know you're going to take this vehicle off-road. We know that you're probably not going to be level, and this is going to work perfectly for you. Then we've got the full extension drawers that open nicely, and again, those all lock. And then we've got another set of 110 outlets here and our pantry. Pantry has adjustable shelves, so I can, you know, put a cereal box in there. Actually quite a bit of space for a Class B coach. We have an upgraded fan in the Revel. So you're going to typically see this in your Class A coaches. Same thing. So you just turn this on, and we also have a setting for once it gets above 78 degrees in the coach, it will automatically turn on. So that's if you've turned it on and then hit the button. So let me just show you, it's easy to do. So you just turn your fan on. It's going to go ahead and open. Now I'm going to hit the button that says hold to 78 degrees. So I'm going to turn that on. The light comes on, and now it's going to shut because it is well below 78 degrees in the coach. So we don't need that on right now. But once it goes above 78 degrees, that will automatically open for us. So that's a really cool feature. And you can just turn that on and off. Then moving back, you've got the nice LED strip lighting across the ceiling, nice vinyl touch ceiling, so it has that high-end feel. We've got our carbon monoxide detector, and then we have our Coleman Mach 10 AC unit. This is much more efficient, and it's got the direct dump. So if you really want to cool this area quickly, you can do that. And it also has a heating element, so you can use that as a furnace if you want to. So now we know that the Revel does not have a generator. So if you want to use this, you have to be plugged in the 30 amp service, or you may want to bring along your own little portable generator if that's important to you. All right, let's just show here in the cab area of the Revel. So first of all, I'm just going to open my door so you can kind of see. I've got our controls for our windows up and down, and these are for our exterior mirrors. So you just simply hit the mirror that you want to adjust, and it will move for you. Same with the right side, and then this will bring our mirrors in. Just fold them right in if we're in a tight spot. Then we've got our unlock and lock buttons, and then right down here, you can hardly see it because it's just black like everything else, is the hood release. So you just pull there and release the hood. So down below the seat here, I've got the fuse box for the chassis, and then we've got all the controls for the seats. So the Revel does not have the powered seats, so you've got this dial that will take the front of the chair up and down. This is your powered lumbar support. This will take the back of the chair up or down, and then back here is where you adjust the reclining feature on the chair. Now in front under the chair here, we've got the lever that you push when you want to rotate the chair, And then over here to the far right, we have the lever to put the seat forward or backwards. And a comfort feature that they've given us in the Revel is that we can just lift this lever right here and pull the cushion forward. Will give your legs extra support while driving and just make it more comfortable. So here we have the control for our air. We can open or close that. All right, here's our light control. So we can just keep it on auto. Now the Revel has the high beam assist, so it will turn the high beams on if you're out in the wilderness, pure dark, and a car comes towards you. You're going to, it's going to go to low beam. So I really like that feature. Then you can just have your running lights on or your headlights. But again, I like to keep it just in auto. And here your fog lights just on and off. And this is the switch for your dashboard. So I always like to keep that as bright as I can get it. So the Revel has the rain sensing windshield wipers, which is really cool. So if I just leave it in this auto position, I don't ever need to turn them on or off or anything. They'll just come on automatically when they sense rain. Or I can do it manually and do high, medium, low. Again, I'm just going to keep them in auto. And then another cool thing that they have on the windshield wipers, gotta love these windshield wipers, is that the water comes out of the actual windshield wiper for your windshield wiper fluid. So I'm going to go ahead and demo that. And you use 50% less windshield wiper fluid than you do in traditional windshield wipers. So let's talk about everything here on the steering column. First of all, you've got little paddles right behind on your left and your right side. So this is to downshift while you're driving, and this is to shift up while you're driving. Then let's talk about this control here. What Mercedes has done is they've given us pretty much everything right here at our fingertips, so we don't have to take our hands off the steering column to do a lot of these functions. So we've got our home button here, and then this is kind of our mouse. So I'm going to go home, and I can scroll through settings, phone, media, radio, nav, trip, drive assist, service. So I'm just going to click through some of these and show you what you can do. So DEF, that shows me a visible picture of how much DEF I have. Tires, this does have a tire pressure monitoring system. It would be available if the ignition was on and I had been driving for a little while. So I'm going to go back and scroll through the Assist Plus, engine oil, particulate filter. I want to talk about this for a second. This is really cool that Mercedes gives you this information on your diesel particulate filter. Typically, you don't have any idea how full that's getting. It gives you a picture of that, and when that starts to get full, you need to drive your coach, especially if you've been in idle for a long time. So it's nice that they give you that information. So we're going to go ahead and go back, service, drive assist, trip information. Now that's going to be your typical trip information, and you can just kind of scroll through miles per hour, current consumption, so your current miles per gallon, and this will kind of give you information based off your driving habits, what your miles per hour are based off coasting, acceleration, or just your constant. And then we've got our nav system, which I'll work from over here. Radio, media, phone, and settings. Settings I'm going to show you here on vehicle. This is where I can change the sensitivity of my windshield wipers, or the rain sensor on the windshield wipers. So I can go to sensitive, standard, low sensitivity. And then if I just want to set that, just hit enter and go back. And then let's go to our vehicle display and operation. So this is our DEF level. I can either see permanently at the bottom of my screen, like I have right now, my level of DEF, or I can have it just for reserve. So when I go into reserve, then I would get an alert. I prefer to keep that up all the time. I'm going to keep that and go back. So that's what you can do here. Then we've got our cruise control button. So I just push that while I'm driving, and a little display will come up in the corner. And we've got our resume and cancel on our cruise control, and this is the set button. Now once I'm in cruise control, I can hit the set button up hard, and that will go up at 5 mile/hour increments. And I'll demonstrate that to you when we're driving. Same thing going down. And then we have our following lane, and I'll show you that while we're driving as well, where you can adjust the following distance for your adaptive cruise control. Then we've got our horn. And then let's go over here to where we can make our phone calls. So we can go to our home. And that's going to change the functions over here. So again, I can scroll through all these. If I want to go to my nav system here, I can input my data there, go back, go to my radio, I can turn that on here, media. So if I want to connect my Bluetooth device, I would do that there. Info, Mercedes Pro, the apps and pros, that's going to work when we're connected to Wi-Fi. Once you've registered the vehicle, you'll be able to use your Hey Mercedes. So these are all you can go through all those functions right here. I'm going to go to settings. It gives you a few more options from this display here. So you can totally customize this panel. So your display, your brightness, display on and off. Controls. The acoustic touch sensitivity, fast, medium, slow. Let's go to your vehicle. The acoustic lock. Do you want to hear that when it locks? The auto door lock. Gas station search. Light, exterior lighting delay, interior lighting delay, locator lighting when you hit your little key fob. Anyway, you can totally customize the information and what you want to have happen on your coach. So this is the Mercedes-Benz user experience, or MBUX display area, and you're going to be able to do a lot with this. You can totally customize it. So if I know that I'd like to change my, let's see, I want my navigation to come up first. I'm just going to press and hold and then pull it. So once I'm there, click the button. And let's say I want radio. I use that all the time. So I want to move that in front of my navigation system. Click it and hold. Now I've totally customized this. And then under each button, like I've shown you before, you can really customize the information that you get. Here's the lever for your reverse, drive, soft up for neutral, and push in for park. So here's the button to engage your four-wheel drive, and then we have the high and low button. So I'll show you how those work. Also, I want to let you know that this is a four-wheel drive, not an all-wheel drive. The Mercedes handbook says that it is an all-wheel drive. Basically, because they have such a sophisticated braking system to each wheel, they call it all-wheel drive. But it is your traditional four-wheel drive where you do have to engage the four-wheel drive. All right, so these are just the quick access buttons for all the things that I've shown you up here. So if you just want to hit your nav, you can pull that up here. Control the volume on your radio right there. Go back to your home button. Mute the radio. All those different functions. And you've got little cubbies here for extra space. I like to put my phone in there. I'm not sure if that's what it's for, but it fits. Then we've got our climate control, so hot and cold, our AC button on and off, where we're directing that airflow, our hazards, our max vent. This is to recirculate the air. This is our rear defrost. Your exterior mirrors will also come on when you turn this on. And then the fan speed here. You actually have a little spot where you keep your keys, and I'll show you that, but I want to tell you one other thing first. All right, so I want to tell you a little bit about the key fob. You don't always want this communicating with the chassis because it will kind of drain the battery in the fob. So if I am at the campground and I want to stop it from communicating with the chassis, or lock it basically, I'm going to hit the lock button twice quick. Now it is no longer communicating with the chassis. It's gone to sleep basically. And if I want to wake it up, then I just hit the unlock button, and now it's communicating with the chassis again. Now, where you want to keep this when you're not using it is you just want to put it down in this little spot below the dash here and just leave it right there. Check out the amount of cup holders we get. So you've got one for your Diet Coke or your sweet tea, your coffee, same here. Now we're not done, but before they leave this area, I want to make sure I let you know that this is where you can open your main cabin door right there. So just push the button. You can stop it halfway, close it. Really handy to have that right there. Now look above the dash here. I have another drink holder here, another drink holder, captain's, and then co-captain has 2 more as well. And up in this area, we have our little like charging area. So we have our 12-volt receptacle. This is our USB-C port for Apple CarPlay or for CarPlay. And then we have our USB-C for charging, USB-C for charging here. And we can lay a phone here and charge it right there. Shut it. Nice and clean. Keeps everything nice and tidy. So behind our rear view mirror, which the rear view mirror is really just to keep track of the people in the back of the coach or your gear in the back of the coach. But this case right here encloses the camera. The camera is what reads the street limit signs. It helps with your adaptive cruise control. So that's super important. It's kind of hard to see from the outside of the coach. All right, so here's kind of our light panel. So we have our reading lights for our driver and co-captain. And then we can just turn on the whole area there, which is nice. If we need a lot of light, turn it off and a push of the button. This will determine whether your lights come on when you open and close the door. You have that on or off. And this light here was wired for a dome light, which we don't have, so it's not going to turn anything on. Then we have our roadside assistance button and our call for help button. And then we've got a place for our sunglasses. Then it's really nice that we've got this storage right here where we can place papers or whatever we need, our books. And then up above we have the sun visors, obviously, and then storage above the sun visors. And next thing I want to show you is the sun visors when you want your blackout shades up so you can go to bed at night. They're super easy to put up. I'm going to go ahead and show you that now. All right, so that took me all of about 3 minutes to put the blackout shades up. They really go up slick. Let me just show you here on the driver's side. So you're going to have a little tab that says D and one that says P, so that way you know that this goes on the driver's side and the passenger side. And then you'll want to put the light side out for reflective qualities, and you literally just push it up into the space. There's little magnets in there, so it just makes a nice seal, and it's as easy as that. All right, let's get ready to leave National Indoor RV Centers here in Las Vegas, and let's take the brand new Revel out for a test drive. I'm excited. I hope you're ready to go along for the ride. All right, so we're out on the freeway in the Revel. It drives really nice. One of the things that I love about the Revel is they've built in a lot of safety features. So we have the adaptive cruise control, the collision mitigation, blind spot monitoring, active lane assist. Another thing is they have rain sensing wipers, so I don't even have to like find their windshield wipers. They'll come on automatically if I need them. So really you barely need to take your hands away from the steering column. They've built so much into the steering column too. I'm going to go ahead and turn my cruise control on. It just lightly illuminates in the right hand side of my screen in front of me. And I'm going to go ahead and set it at 65 miles per hour. The screen's going to tell me, because I've got a camera in the Revel, and it's going to let me know that the speed limit is 75 miles per hour. So it just changed on my screen. Now I know my cruise control set at 65 is going to be a little slow. So if I want to increase that in 5 miles per hour increments, I just hit the set button up, hard, and it goes up. So I can easily, I don't even have to put my foot on the pedal. So again, that's nice. You can just have like a nice relaxing drive. You don't have to have your foot forward. You know how sometimes you can get kind of achy having your foot on the accelerator? That's why I love cruise control, and now with this this extra little feature, I really like that. Like I mentioned, one of the features that I like is that we've got the blind spot monitoring. So I'm coming up on a big semi. You're going to soon see in my right hand mirror the red triangle is going to light up, I actually get a audible warning too, so that I know that I've got someone in the lane next to me. Now I slowed down also because my adaptive cruise control kicked in. A semi moved in front of me to let a car enter the freeway, and it was going a little bit slow, so I slowed down. So now I'm starting to speed back up. It's really very easy to drive. I feel like I'm driving my Toyota Sequoia, just a little bit bigger. I can carry a lot more gear, which is always great. So now I'm just going to demonstrate what will happen if I decide to get over without turning on my blinker. So I did get an audible warning that I did not use my turn signal when I changed lanes. It will kind of learn my driving habits, so it should give me an audible warning. My haptic, like the steering wheel, should kind of move, and then it will actively brake for me as well. Unlike some cars they have where you feel like the steering column pulls you back into the lane, this will actually brake. So if I'm trying to go right and I shouldn't be, it will brake on the left side. So I've got my cruise control set to 75, but I'm only going 60, as you can see. The truck in front of me is so close, and there's a following distance. So you can set your following distance, and you can lengthen it or shorten it. So I want to shorten it. So that's nice, something that you can do while you're en route in travel. Again, that's on the steering column, so you don't have to worry about looking off to the side to make that adjustment. One of the things that I'm really impressed with the Revel is how quiet it is. I'm driving along, it's really so quiet that I put on my decibel reader, 68 even. So that is super quiet. Very impressed with this being a utility vehicle. I thought it would drive and feel more like a truck. It's very comfortable to drive and very quiet. So this is four-wheel drive, not all-wheel drive. The Mercedes handbook will say that it's all-wheel drive because of their sophisticated braking system. It's so sophisticated that each wheel brakes. But actually, this is a typical four-wheel drive vehicle that you need to engage. So what I always say, you have to do it under 6 miles per hour. So I suggest that you pull over to the side of the road to engage your four-wheel drive, and I'll do that here shortly. Okay, so I've pulled over to the side of the road so I can engage my four-wheel drive. So what I have to do is pull over. I put the coach in neutral, so I just softly hit my lever up and I go into neutral. Then I can hit the four-wheel drive button. The light goes on, and now I put it into drive, and we're in four-wheel drive. Now this does high and low four-wheel drive as well. So if I want to put it in a low range, then I have to do the same thing. I'm going to pull over, put the coach in neutral. I'm going to hit the low range four-wheel drive. It comes up on my dash, so I know I'm there. At National Indoor RV Centers, we highly recommend that you visit one of our many locations and take the coach that you're looking at, that you're interested in, for a test drive. There's really no better way to help you with your buying decision than to take one out for a drive. We love to take customers out for a drive, so come and visit us soon, and let's get on the road in one of these beautiful Revels. I hope you've enjoyed my walkthrough of the Winnebago Revel. This coach is really for the person that wants to take the road less traveled and have a lot of fun doing it. So I'm sure you're wondering what this coach would cost you. Now MSRP is $167,913, and MAP pricing, which is the minimum advertised price, is $125,934. If you want to find out what I can sell you this coach for, please give me a call at 469-277-1120, or you can email me at Angie@nirvc.com, or go to our website, NIRVC.com, and you can see this coach and many others that we have to offer. At National Indoor RV Centers, with our volume and economies of scale, RVs simply cost less with National Indoor RV Centers. If you've enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe. Check out our AIM Club and go and watch my RVing 101 video. I hope you have a great day, and thanks again for watching.